I'm trying, one of the goals here is I actively want to improve the power of propagate abilities. I think that they are a little lackluster, and I would like for propagation bounces and propagation damage to be a more sought after resource. Now, I'm using a rifle here, so I should have taken that big movement increase. We'll take the action point here, but you'll see why in a second, and I'm kind of excited for why. We'll take the crit power, and I'll grab mana growth into magic fuel. And then over here, if you're going to be momentum, we'll grab that. Two propagation each is my hope. We'll grab some level ups there. All right. So we've got some gear. Now, here's another change that I've been working on in the background that will have some comic effect. We'll test this out. I'm going to put a couple of ballistas over here, and we'll upgrade them. So I have a vision. Oh yeah, and then we also want to build some houses. I haven't done any of my normal tearing down of stuff, but we got 2 mountains. Let's get some gear out of them. We're not trying to play optimally here. I did something to the ballistas. Oh, did I roll back my ballista change? I might have rolled back my ballista change. Hold on, let's go check. So there's a couple of interesting things, by the way. Going up to the top of this, the first item in the building skills page is test nuclear barricade. Things like this. Yeah, so stats and range all looked correct, which may mean that seasoned operators is somehow negatively impacting it, because I'll show you the change that I made down here. So I have set the damage on ballistas to 0 and given them a stun instead. So the idea that I'm going for as part of this is I think that defensive structures should... Nuclear barricade sounds right up my alley too in Lustrous. I think that defensive structures shouldn't be contributing damage. I think the heroes should be doing the killing. And I think that it's interesting to have a change that makes them less effective. So I'm seeing this, and this is really interesting because I think, did I miss one in the middle here? No, this is commented out. We'll see if the ballistas end up doing damage, because I tested this before and it was working. It's possible these changes aren't in the game file though. Maybe I reset it. But the idea that I wanted to go for, let's see if we can get this to update. And the way that we're gonna do that is yeah, let's head out and let's re-import this particular game file and see if the change takes place, because we're sciencing right now. There are certainly enemies that this is going to do nothing against, because I capped out the ballista power at 75% stun, which is certainly less. So this is going to be skill definitions buildings, and then we're going to go in here and we are going to import data from here. There we go. We're going to save and apply, save it to there, replace it. We're going to delete this file, copy this file from here. All right, let's fire up the game again. -3 movement and 1 AoE is better. We can potentially try that in Lustrous. I had the idea that I liked the idea of catapults being the snare mechanic. Like they have a big area and they slow things down like a tar bomb, was my thinking. There we go. All right, so we just applied this change. So they can't stun lock boomers and bulkies because I don't think they have a high enough stun percentage. I think they, at maximum upgrades, they will occasionally stun them, but not always. So we'll see the way that this plays out. But with those changes made, let's get our gear done. I just want to get some like supporting gear. Yeah, some isolation and crit feels pretty good. We're not going to be playing optimally here. So if you are if you're interested in optimal gameplay, you've come to the wrong place. But we'll try to do some interesting things. I did make some changes to the hammer. Specifically, I changed Stomp here to be range modifiable. The thinking there is that the hammer feels way too hard to make it work. I was thinking of making Catapult 90% stun instead, so flip-flop of what you said. Wow. So 90% stun means you can have like a bunch of bulkies and like do that. We might have to reduce the range if we do something like that, but we can definitely test it. No, so I think that's part of the advantage, Zeal, from my perspective. Just to throw it out there. At the moment, we haven't made any changes to the sledgehammer, but that's a really nice sledgehammer. The fact that we're no longer going to have a situation where ballistas stacking is super effective, I think is part of my vision. Whether that's a good change or not is something we're going to have to experiment with. But the thinking that I went for is, wouldn't it be interesting if putting a whole ton of ballistas in one place wasn't actually beneficial? So let's go ahead and give this a go. I mean, we might want to build a seer. Because I don't think, is this a corpse run? I guess we're doing a little bit of corpse strats, so I will... We built our ballistas in weird places for if we're going to do corpse strats, I will admit. But yeah, I think right now the game incentivizes... Yeah, okay, well, we have enough to... Let's get rid of these. So we'll do putting the ballistas back here, but the issue is going to be that the ballistas are going to struggle with the fact that they're all going to be stunning the same thing, so there's going to be a lot less value to be gleaned from that. But let's try this out. Let's get another night under our belts. I'm going to let them come in a little bit because the first thing we have to do. There's a mode Marcus for one-click demolishing. Okay, so there you see it. So this is what I love about this ballista design. You click demolish and then you click and hold. So you can see that we got one stun here and we missed the stun on this Clar, right? So this is not something that's going to reliably stun the entire battlefield. But the way that I designed it is it stuns for 2 turns, but with the way ballistas are synced up with the game, this guy only appears to have stun for 1 turn. The way that it was working before is they were stunned and then immediately unstunned, which I didn't want. So before, it just prevented them from attacking. Now it actually stuns them for 1 turn. But anyways, let's talk for a second about the rifle. Because the rifle, I think, has some really fun changes that I've made that I'm curious to get some feedback on. So this is not the rifle changes. Oh, hold on a second. We're missing our changes. Okay. So let's head back out. This is gonna be a bit of the what the stream is gonna look like. I know why we aren't. So they do have the Starwell stunned. Only one of them was stunned. But hold on a second here. I need to import all of the things. So we've imported the magical weapons. This is the melee weapons. Import melee weapons. This is the ranged weapons. Import ranged weapons. All right, now save all. So yeah, so it's easy with the asset bundle extractor to load something kind of from memory and not have all of your changes in. So there we go. We'll do that. Now we can fire it back up. And then now we'll have all of our changes. Both enemies have a stunned effect when you hover over them. Okay, I'll double check that when we get back in Lustrous. That seems incorrect to me. So if that's happening, that means that we broke something. We'll find out shortly. Also, what do you think of my construction grandpa? I'm pretty proud of it. So, no, you were right. They are both stunned. So something about multi-stunning may be breaking it. That's interesting. Wait, the rifle shot still isn't... Oh, yes, it is. Okay, cool. So now the rifle shot is properly modified. So check this out. So the rifle shot now costs 3 movement. So rather than being a 2 AP shot, no, I think you're absolutely right. Good spotting. So rather than costing 2 AP, now it costs 1 and 3. So that means that functionally, Anita here with only 7 movement, we'll pay attention to that as we play a bit more. So Anita with 7 movement can only do 2 rifle shots, even though she has a bunch of AP. And rifle shots still hit unsurprisingly hard, right? So we're going to be doing big numbers with them. But after she's done 2, she's depleted on resources. She has a second ability, though, Hip Shot, which now regens 1 movement. So what you can do as kind of like a play style is you can use some hip shots to get yourself back and then, you know, continue to shoot, so on and so forth, which I think is kind of a fun dynamic. I'm not sure the balance is totally nailed, but I like the idea of it. Now we have this. Okay, cool. So this works out perfectly. We can target this tile here. So let's move forward. And we can move this. And now what we want to see is we want to see if the propagates come off of the people or if the game crashes or what happens. Here we go. Okay, so that that looked like the propagate came off of each of the people, which is what I want. That's what I'm going for. That seemed like more than 2 propagate, though. So we'll need to tweak that. But I really like... I don't think it was 8 propagate for each. So we can, if we go back, right? Here, hold on 1 second, please. Give me a sec. Olive is crying. So we'll puzzle this out in just a moment. All right, so I just let Olive in. So we can go back and look. But so what I saw happen, right? Because when we targeted here, an enemy was here. It hit this enemy, and then it propagated to here and here. There was also one person who was here, and I think it propagated here. The bottom 3 triangle were fully... Yeah, these ones were isolated. And so, but so I'm a little surprised because if this guy was the guy that got hit, maybe this guy was the guy that got hit. Yeah, maybe we targeted this one. So this one over here, right? We hit 1. Yeah, we'll just do it again. We'll do it again next turn to try and figure it out. But it looks like we're getting a 3 propagate. What we'll do next time is we'll intentionally target poorly, so that we can see about things. I think 3 uses of Weakening Touch at this lesser level might be too much. We might need to reevaluate that. It was 8 propagate total, but 2 from each hit. So that was the way that I intentionally did the math that way. But we can... I'm open to thinking about how we can tweak that, right? The problem that I think this has right now is +1 propagate is technically +3 propagate on lightning, which means that the propagate's going to get a little insane, potentially. So let's see if the stun bug happens again. Okay, so you got stunned. This guy did not get stunned. All right, let's try a lightning bolt. I want to do it just on one here. Let's do it just on this guy here, and we'll really be able to see it clearly. Illustrious. Thank you very much. That was absolutely not necessary, but as always, thank you for your generosity. I truly appreciate it. Yeah, so it may become too OP, Marcus, and we may have to figure out a way to limit that. But yeah, let's but like we could only have 3 impact zones as an example. Or, you know, we can tweak things like that. But let's try this out. I just want to see what this does. So we're only hitting this one target. Yeah, and we got 2 propagates off of it. Okay. So I love that behavior. Like, I think that's a really fun behavior. Now over here, every time we move with the rifle, we're putting ourselves in a bad position potentially. Oh man, come on. Yeah, I think I need to get rid of Zaina. This is a little limiting. Having someone with only one arm when half of the weapons we're changing are two-handers. It's hitting a lot harder. I think we have some pretty good stats on this hero. Plus 14 damage, and then I think we also have plus 13% magic damage. So it may just be the hero at this time. Let's do a regular, because I haven't changed the damage. 132 feels good. Yeah, the only things, if we go back over here to the code for a second and look at Lightning Strike, the only changes that I've made are visible now, which is we picked a random 3 locations, and we did this. But no, I didn't. I thought about it. I changed the damage on Arctic Blast, but that's all. Okay, we can let everybody come in again. What's your other weapon? Oh, we got rid of the orb. I don't know if I wanted to get rid of the orb. Yes, axe and accuracy on the runners is a great call. Let's do that with our next turn here. But I think there's something interesting, right? Like it's suddenly going to become very beneficial to put ballistas around so that they can, you know, kind of like mitigate a little bit of damage. But let's see. So, whoops. Actually, I guess this guy is as good as any. So right now, I think we picked up accuracy on Maeve. We're at 30% accuracy. So unfortunately, and they have no dodge. Here's a dodger, though. Okay, we got a dodger. Let's try the dodger. So the dodger has 18% dodge, which doubles to 36% dodge. Then we subtract the 32, which gives us the 4%. So that math works out, right? But maybe we need to go higher on the... I mean, it's hard to test when our hero has so much accuracy. Hey, Garen. It is. It's more accessible than I thought it was going to be. So I'm pretty jazzed. Let's I want to use a super spin just because that's one of my new favorite abilities. So we'll do that one. We'll do that one. We're not getting this guy right now, so we'll do one in that corner and then a second one over here. I think there's something fun about that super spin. I think the new super spin is like one of my better designs. And then these lightning bolts are so interesting. We might be able to figure out the tag to rotate them. Maybe the runner's being stunned. Yeah, you're right. It's the stun that's doing it. So here's the thing about super spin in Lustrous. From my perspective, and yeah, it may be overtuned, but because it's not range modifiable, it's just you can only basically hit the people that are in the super spin ratio. You just have a little bit more ability to target them. Is it possible to choose a layout for an attack, i.e. lightning bolt, at random, or from a list of templates. I wish it was, Garen. I'm still, so far that's not something that we've been able to do. That is probably going to require a code change to go with the XML change, but I really was thinking that that would be super fun, right? Have lightning bolt just be a circle and it hits like 3 random spots in that circle and does propagates off them. I think would be super fun. So I want to see how strong is this. It's pretty freaking strong. That's pretty strong. But yeah, so the idea with Superspin on the axe is that if you put one attack in each of the cardinal directions, it basically mimics a Superspin, but you can also do, like, if you wanted to do, you can do a frontal cone. You have some flexibility. And my perspective is if you pick up a bunch of multi-hit on a hero, Superspin is still not going to be that much better because, like, Superspin endgame was killing everything in the circle anyways, and you're not capable of hitting anything additional. Looks like a regular lightning strike to me. I can see that. I can see that. And then we also changed the primary attack on the axe to be this pattern here, which I think is a nerf to the axe. I think it's a lot harder with this configuration to actually hit more targets. Like, we're hitting the same number of targets we used to hit. The direction of defining 3 layouts and choosing one at random. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, to that end, Garen, I think that would you present that to the user? I guess is the question, right? If you had your druthers, would you... Good gracious, Olive is losing her freaking mind. Bad ordering here. Let's just bees over here, see what we can get done. All right, and then we're out of movement, which is not great. Not the best. All right, but we did manage to stave off the panic. This guy's gonna be a problem though. Yeah, we haven't seen all of the abilities yet. There's more. There's more to check out. But I'm liking the ones we're doing so far. I really want to get a longbow out. All right, so that stun saves us a little bit of panic, which is cool. Like, that's what I'm thinking of. That's my vision for ballistas, is that they're gonna stave off some damage, type of thing. The target for axe throwing on the one-handed axe, yes, it is. Although I changed axe boomerang as well. Let's find that. I can show you what that looks like. This is the new Superspin with the multi-hit associated with it. I wanted axe boomerang to have a bit more wow factor, so I actually changed axe boomerang to look like this. We'll see it when we get an axe, but axe boomerang now is this very sort of weird arcing type of thing. Pattern shirt, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. My poor girl Olive, the pupper of the stream. She's having a real tough time today. All right, so let's see. So I think we've seen most of the things. So this is an interesting one where, you know, like, I'm trying to figure out how do you successfully utilize the axe? Like, that's decent, but it's not easy. Like, it is not trivial to... Hold on one second. It is not easy to... It's not easy for this new swing to get full utilization. But it's doing a lot of work, so it may need some attention in that regard. And then we've used up all of our movement, which I like that dynamic. I like the fact that you can kind of get into a situation where you're like, uh-oh, I'm out of movement and I haven't done all the things that I needed to do. Yeah, she's a bit of a sad girl at the moment. I I might be able to bring her up on the on here for a second. Hold on, let me see if I can do that. Let's see. We'll get a little brief olive cam going here. Actually, I don't know if I can do that easily. Can I do it this way? Maybe I can do it this way. I've disappeared, but hold on. It's in the name of science. If you ever wondered what my keyboard looks like. Uh-oh. It's still portrait mode. Olive. Sorry, my office is there she is right there. I think it's an interesting one. All right, she really wants to go visit her mom downstairs. But anyways, that's what's happening there. But she's a cutie. She's definitely a cutie. Uh-oh. Whoops. Oh my gosh. So many disasters going on. All right, there we go. We're back. Okay, so we're cleaning this up. We're hoping that once again the ballistas. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that one that we specifically saw there. But yeah, this is the thing about Superspin, right? Like, yes, first of all, this isn't even killing all of them. But right, we can do something like this. Like that, and just like Superspin, right? We're only getting like a little bit of something, but I don't know. It feels more engaging to me. Oh, and this is nice. See, if you're in a position like this, that's a pretty decent one. Like the axe feels fun. I think is the thing that I am feeling right now. I have not changed Hammer of Faith. So that's just the regular Hammer of Faith. Oh, my sweet girl. Poor Olive. I swear, she is the most spoiled dog in the history of the universe. Ooh. Oh, I did also change Assassinate. I didn't change the damage, but I did make it the longest range attack in the game. So I put its range up to 15 because I thought, like, that's kind of a cool class identity for it. House tour? Yeah. Not much to see, but we could do one. More like apartment tour, but... you can kill one enemy and then jump into a mass of enemies and boom, axe to the face. Yeah, it's like I think it fills the same role that Superspin did in that regard. Like I don't think it's a new one. Ooh, hey, and Lustrous, I like that idea a lot. That's kind of a funky one. So we did change Grape Shot to be anti-armor, but none of these enemies have armor. So the value of anti-armor only sometimes materializes. But yeah, I like the idea of it having an L shape. Let's switch that up right now and then try it out. Where, oh where? I think it's this one here. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just change that to this. So now there's no overlap. That's super funky. What about... So here's an interesting question. Do we think that we could... do we think... Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here. So I need to find the skill template for Rain of Arrows. Okay, so here's Rain of Arrows. So it has modifiable true, and it has a range of 3 to 8 with an origin of 2, 2. The thing that I'm looking for here in the Rain of Arrows definition is Oh, thank you, Zeal. There is a. Oh, did I call the channel Doggos? That's truly tragic if I was so exclusionary. But thank you for sharing. I love pets shared in stream. So I think that I'm wondering if there's a way where the rotation capability comes in, because I like the idea of having this and you being able to choose if it's left or right. All right, we will after stream fix that. Oh, VMAX Ultima, thank you so much for the $5 as well. Very kind of you. Super appreciate it. That is really, really wonderful. I super appreciate you supporting the channel. All right, so let's just change it to be this L shape. We'll save this. We're going to exit out of the game, and we're going to try out this this idea. Because I like the idea of making the Superspin not have the overlaps. I've been missing it for a while, VMAX, so I'm super, it's been getting a little stale, and I'm excited to breathe some more life into it. So we have this idea for an overhaul mod. We've been working on it in the Discord, by the way. If anyone is not a member of the Discord, I'll link it here and link it in Twitch chat. And I see you over here, Garen, wherever you want to be. But yeah, I'll link the Discord just because there's useful things there. So I'm going in right now. I'm finding the melee weapons, and I am importing data from file, the melee weapons, save and apply to all, overwrite, delete that, copy that. There we go. Change it. All right, and let's fire it back up with this new change that Illustrious suggested. He looks very trustworthy. He is indeed. He is indeed. Oh, man. Our chat integration did briefly break. Hold on a second. I'm fixing it as we speak. There we go. Should be studio mode. Chat. That. Refresh. There we go. Should be back now. Apologies for the breakage. Sometimes people giving me money breaks things. So truly a bug that I should fix when we're talking about doing software development. But I think we're back up and running. Text chat should be back online. Hi, sweet girl. Talking to the pupper. All right, so let's see about this new Superspin. So the thing that I wanted to know, like if we, wait, what, can I really not jump to here? Is my skill range that low? I guess it is. All right, so now if we do Superspin, we can do that, and we get exactly the same coverage as before, right? But we can also, what I wanted to see is, can we rotate it? No, it doesn't look like we can rotate it. Yeah, first world problems indeed. I still like the idea of this, right? So if we want to get this person, we got to do that. But we can do... I think that's fun. I actually dig that. Yeah, I think the L shape is a very smart way to handle things. And then we get our stun off from our catapults. Bingo bango. Yeah, so everything is up for discussion and up for change. We scienced lightning bolt, which I'm super thrilled by. Let's see. Let me see if I can just really... I'm giving the pupper some pets. Hi, baby. I know. I gave her some pets, and now she's like, I am going to drag you off of your computer, which was not the intention, but she's She's gonna do what she's gonna do. All right, so let's see. So I want to get a one-handed axe so we can take a look at that. The place where I really wanted to put contagion is on the hand crossbow, but that is a bridge too far, I reckon. Oh, pupper. Oh, pupper, I know. I know. I know, baby. Hold on, maybe we do need to let's see. Let me see. If I go to like here. Ooh, owie. Give me one moment here. She's getting a little mouthy. Are you seeing this mad dog in the background here? Let's see if I can get her. Yeah, hello. I know. She is just beside herself. Okay, hold on. I got a few things to get to. Let's see. So let's see. Question. If I recall correctly, some skills get different effects as they level up. The action transfers from one. Yes. We can have different skills altogether. We can change them radically if we want to. I'm super excited too, Pattern Shirt. Thank you. Possible to write a case list for the lightning targeting where it rolls a number. Right now, we don't have any ability to execute code. That's something that I may figure out as we kind of continue to do these streams. It can't be, I don't think it can be codified right now in the XML. So for context, this is her favorite game, is try to stay in Dad's office while he is trying to do work. And right now she's winning. But yeah, we would have to add a bit of code that we could kind of like execute, which I think we can do. Like, I think ultimately there's a code block for like contagion as an example that we could mimic, but we'd have to find it. All right, I'm going to have to actually evict her, so give me a moment here. I will be right back. The dog is winning. I mean, propagate is a good example. of a, you know, like the walk that it does is random. So there certainly exists the capability to do something like that. But let's get back into this. Oh, okay. I want to get some different weapons into the mix now, so we can try out some more. I'm very excited to see a longbow, if we can't thing. Yeah, it's not defined in the randomness is most certainly not defined in the XML, but the XML can reference bits of code, right? So most of the tags in the XML map to a piece of code. Ooh, spear will be a fun one. We have not seen a spear yet. I made some changes to spear. Ooh, extra propagation bounce. Try that out with the with lightning just to see how broken it gets, how quickly. I think the answer is very broken. Power staff has some new stuff that we need to take a gander at. Hand crossbow I didn't really change. I really want a longbow. I also didn't really change steel crossbow, but that's not for not wanting to. I want to change the crossbow. We just haven't. All right, there's our longbow. We took a look at that previously. A regular axe is a good thing to have. Well, yeah. So we have another tool at our disposal. Why don't we? Do we want to get a little avant-garde? We can do that. Hold on a second here. There is one more tool that I've been using in the toolbox. Oopsie daisies. 1 second. Olive has been temporarily evicted. I figured out an interaction that you don't use / don't know about that explains why we have such different opinions on epidemic. Ooh, tell me more, Pattern, because I think since my perks tier list, I've come around to epidemic as an excellent perk for use with the hand crossbow and daggers. I think it is exceptionally good for them. It's just bad with bees, and bees was the primary place where I got poison. For lightning, maybe split it into 2 strong bolts that don't propagate and 1 to 2 weaker secondary bolts that propagate. Ooh, I love that idea, Garen. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. So we have the ability to do this, but this is going to be our biggest change to date. So let's see. What we want to do is, this is the ballista one. Okay, this is the magical one. Okay, so the example that we want to use to make the change is putrid ball. No. This is why we're here. So see, we have the ability to have a surrounding effect that is defined by the E's and a primary effect that is defined by the X's. So if we grab the code block for surrounding effect, just gonna copy this. Then we need to go find lightning bolt, which is, you know, easier said than done. I think it's this one here. Yeah. So what we should do is, so I still want to have multiple points of propagation. I still think that epidemic is just bad, as it prevents using contagion to spread poison in a way to create stuns with septic shock. So it doesn't do that with the dagger pattern, right? If you put 2 dagger hits into the same enemy, you get a stun on it and a contagion, and then if you kill it, that contagion spreads the stun. So to me, it's like, that's like the best of all worlds. Let's see. So let's come back up here. I want to see. So this is part of the attack block. Or no, this is a child of skill effect. Okay. So we come down here, and in skill effect, we're going to add a surrounding effect. Obviously, it won't be poison and contagion, but so what I'm going to do is because I think having the places where it lands, I think should be semi well defined. So I'll try something like that. So, you know, the real bread and butter meat and potatoes thing is going to be that there. And then these are not going to have... I need a good example. Oh, I think the ballistas have a good example of a surrounding effect that is a damage multiplier. So we can just do this. We can just do this damage multiplier. And we can do this. And we'll just do that. And we'll say, let's do like a 0.5. Make the E propagate 0, so you need to invest in it. That would make it very strong still. So you think that the E's should have a propagate associated with them? I guess, if we do this, it's lower damage. So we'll do this, say propagate 0. Then I think I put too many E's if that's the case. So let's do, hold on. I'm gonna make this grid sans E's for a second because I want to think about this. So we're gonna have 2 X's. But maybe I want to make this even bigger. So this is going to be a very large area of effect. The origin will be at 3, 3. But I think these X's now will be out a bit further. And then maybe we put like an E here. And an E here. Maybe something like that. Instead of 50, try it. Set it to 50 instead of 75. That's what we have it set at now, right? So by default, the base strikes are going to have 2 propagates. And then the baby strikes are going to have 0 propagates, and they're going to do half as much damage. But maybe we do like an E here, an E here, and an E here. This is kind of a weird pattern, but it's kind of interesting. Something like that, maybe? The propagation fall off. So, how about you do a lightning strike target as a fireball with a strong central attack and 8 surrounding attacks? Yes, so what I found is that it feels a lot more satisfying to have this propagate attack where the individual segments are less overlapping, because that's what I originally had. I originally had it in the fireball T shape, and that didn't play super well. I want to just try this out, and I want to see. I think putting the damage multiplier here is going to innately have the propagation damage multiplier be reduced, but I kind of want to test it out. So let's try this. And then was there another change that we were talking about? I'm trying to think what else we're going to potentially be using. So I want to bring out the power staff. I can show you guys what that's like. We'll give this to our book user to see if the propagate increase actually works. I want someone... We'll retire the axe for the moment. We've workshopped the axe a decent amount. We'll come back to it for sure. I'm gonna swap this in for here. Because I want to play a bit more with the contagion. I think it's a good setup, but I mean, I guess we have like this and this. And sorry, I feel like I got distracted, patterned. But I don't know. I think there's real value to epidemic and to epidemic's approach. I think to capture the randomness of the lightning, maybe the E. Okay, so yeah, so let's shift around the E's a little bit. So let's maybe do like an E over here, and then let's make this E off center, and then we'll put maybe an E here, and then an E here, and an E here. That looks pretty random, right? All right, you got it. Patterned. We'll see you back here in a minute, hopefully. Okay, yeah, let's try this. This is a good test for us. Let's see. Back to. I feel like there's 73 things that I am juggling right now. We'll grab some poison. We're converting our momentum hero over to poison, but I don't think it's gonna ruin us, but we'll see. Probably should have kept another reroll there. Mave, let's just get you some damage, Mave. We're good on accuracy because dexterity is carrying the day, and then not sure those are the things that we need, but that's okay. Grab that. We'll grab some first strike. I do want to change spiky counter. Do we want to try out spiky counter shenanigans? There's a temptation. I have a vision for spiky counter. But we'll take it so that we have it available later in the game. E, 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 E. Okay, so you were thinking kind of go symmetrical. And I think Garanthor was thinking a different one. I think we're gonna tweak it, but let's I want to try it with this like randomness, and I just want to see what it feels like. E. Yeah, that's pretty much. I gave someone the one-handed axe, right? No, I didn't. I bought a one-handed axe, didn't I? Yes, I did. I want the lightning. We saw the rifle. I'll swap the rifle for the power staff for now. Get that going there. All right. Clearly we're not playing optimally. I feel like Zaina's not the person to solo. I feel like Maeve can solo just with lightning bolts. Maybe we'll do that. Do you feel like the symmetrical lightning bolts? Yeah, we're going to try out both. We're going to try out both. But there's something interesting about like lightning being this like force of nature that you kind of like, you summon down and it just like lands in a circle and explodes things. So I'm interested in seeing how this feels, but we're going to try both for sure. Let's see. Melee skills. I don't think we changed any melee skills. We definitely need to import the new magic weapons. There we go. Export and save. My kingdom for mod support that adds a dev console so that I can refresh these more easily, I will say. But there we go. Let's fire it back up. Yeah, I think right now the ballistas seem like extremely terrible. But I think that the comparison is with, like, is with something that I think was way overpowered. So I'm not sure how to interpret that. Yes, you need to, Zeal. It does not refresh the game files except on actual load. I have tested that because it's annoying, and I wish that it wasn't that way, but it definitely is. Yeah, I mean, what I would love to have is I'd love to have the ability to, you know, like push a button and have it reload the shared asset files, but that is not a thing that exists, unfortunately. All right, so let's see. We'll build. So, you know, so I do want to see what happens with, like. Ooh, wow, we really didn't have much in the way of materials. I guess that makes sense. All right, and then are we gonna get these out of the way? Now we have a very...